almost lost in the kerfuffle of the last 72 hours was what I'm going to play for you. This is the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee talking about that subpoena.
If I were Donald Trump Jr.'s lawyer, I would tell him, you don't need to go back into this environment anymore. You've been there for hours and hours and hours, and nothing being alleged here changes the outcome of the Mueller investigation. I would call it a day.
Just for emphasis, again, the chairman of Senate Judiciary sending a message to the president's son to ignore a subpoena by the Republican-controlled Intelligence Committee. Can you wrap your head around such a thing?
Right. Just call it a day. Yeah. I mean, last time I checked, subpoenas were still, compulsory. You are still required to respond to them. I mean, look, he has three choices here, right? He can do what Lindsey Graham says and call it a day and not show up and then face the ramifications for that. He could show up and exercise some sort of privilege, so claim some sort of Fifth Amendment right and not have to testify. Or he could just show up and answer further questions here. I think the first option, the one that Lindsey Graham is suggesting, is absolutely his worst choice because subpoenas aren't optional. That's not the point here. I mean, they may be in this current iteration that we're dealing with here, but there are ramifications. And for a sitting senator to be suggesting that the very body that served the subpoena should just, ignore this and encourage people not to comply with that just weakens the power of all of these investigations, and it really just encourages this further, obstructive behavior by ignoring subpoenas.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.